Hey, Jody here. Team RWB Amarillo chapter yoga leader. So yesterday I posted some post-run or walk yoga poses that you can try, and today I'm just gonna quickly run through them, show you how to breathe while you're holding those poses, and maybe show some modifications for some of these poses as well. So the first pose was downward facing dog. So I'm just gonna move into my downward dog, spreading my fingertips, hands right underneath the shoulders, middle fingers pointing straight forward. Bring the knees under the hips, roll the toes under, lift the hips. So if you can't bring the heels to the ground, you can always keep a bend in the knees, but the goal is to keep a flat back. Also, when you're breathing in these poses, you want to fully inhale and fully exhale. It says to hold each runner's pose for 5 breaths. So that's So I'll move back into my down dog. While you're in down dog, you want to focus on tightening the belly as well as tightening the quads, engaging those muscles. The next pose was a full crescent lunge or a high lunge. So I'm going to lift my left leg, swing it through, put it right there. If you need to lower to the knee, that's another way to do it as you swing the leg through. Lift on the toe, lift the hands, and hold it for 5 breaths. So as you're holding this pose, you're really engaging that back leg. And I didn't realize my head's cut off. That's great. When you're lifting the arms, you're bringing the shoulders down. I'm gonna go ahead and come down since my head was cut off. You guys get it, right? You'll move that leg back and you'll just move the other leg forward and do the same on the opposite side. I'm gonna go ahead and move back into my down dog and show the lower crescent lunge. So lifting that same leg, starting over. Swing it through. You may find that your leg only stops there. That's fine. You can lower the knee right there and then bring it forward. The main goal is you want the knee right over ankle. You want the hips to be down. Lift the palms, and again, activating those legs as you lift the hands. 5 full breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, lower the hands. Bring that leg back into that hamstring lunge, or monkey pose as we call it in yoga. So have the toe lifting up so that you feel that full length up the entire back of the leg. You may be up here, also a balance pose, yeah. Or you may be able to reach the hands down, you may be able to walk it forward, but try to maintain a nice flat back. The next pose was called lizard pose. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk it forward into my lizard. So options are to stay on the hands and keep the knee down. Or you can lift onto that toe and lower onto those elbows if you need to. You can even splice the foot and press on the knee, just as long as you're getting those hips down to the floor. I'm going to go to the lower modified version to finish the last couple breaths. The next pose in that sequence was just that butterfly pose or cobbler's pose. So just come into a seat, bring the soles of the feet together. I'm going to come kind of on an angle. You can either grab the ankles, grab the feet, or you can take your peace fingers and yogi grip your toes. Nice long spine, heart lifted. And then if you'd like to add a little bit of a bend, using the elbows to press the knees down. Go ahead and lift it up. The next pose was just a seated forward fold, touching towards the toes. So just extending both legs forward, keeping both feet flexed. I like to shrug the shoulders up and bring my palms to the side because that kind of forces that nice posture in the pose. Long spine, you don't want to hunch into your pose. Inhale, lift the arms up, and then exhale, just fold forward, keeping that long spine. You may only find that your palms go here. You may be able to reach your shins, ankles, or even the toes, but you want to be sure to keep that flat back. Just relax into the pose. Take those 5 full breaths. Go and inhale and lift it up, and we're going to move into that wide angle fold. So just taking the legs out wide. I always keep my feet flexed in this pose. I see some people that like to point the toes. It's kind of a personal preference. But I also start with the modified version of bringing the hands behind to keep that long spine. And then if you are a little more flexible in the hips and hamstrings, you can bring the palms forward or even start walking them out. Maybe just release a little deeper into the stretch with each exhale. And if you're very flexible, you may be able to lay it out and relax the forehead onto the floor. Just a couple more breaths. Inhale, bring the feet together. So for this next pose, it's lying on your back, folding one leg out. Modified version is you can have a towel or a strap. This is actually a Ninja Turtle mask I found outside right before I started videoing. So that's what I'm going to use to show for that modification. But go ahead and lay on your backs. Lift that leg up, bend the knee, wrap it, and then you can bring it to the side. If you don't need the strap, you can always just hold the leg open or even grab the toe. Holding that for 5 breaths, and then Shavasana to end. So if you would like, in your Shavasana, with each exhale, you just release a little tension. Do a body scan from the head down to the toes. So hopefully y'all enjoyed those poses. Maybe you can try them. Maybe me showing some modifications helps out a little bit. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to message me. But y'all have a great day.